Hey guys, I'm Tim with Original Strength, and this week I wanted to show you some alternatives to doing tabletops or ways that you could maybe build up into tabletops. In my Discovering You Daily 21s program, tabletops are one of the movements that are in the program. And someone wrote to me, are there ways that I can do it if I can't do it, kind of, so to speak. And yeah, there are. And even if you can only move just a little bit, there's goodness in that movement, right? So when we push our hands through the floor and pick our weight up, we're getting really good things happening through our body. So even if you can only move this much, that's really good. But let's look at ways we can maybe build to it, to add to it, to get where we want to get. One way, and you've probably done this before, is just to practice hip bridges, to open up the hips, to turn the glutes on. And to get the more benefit out of it, we can throw our eyes and our head into it by looking up over our shoulder. So we might look that way, one way, and then that way, the next way. If you want to put more into it, drive your elbows into the floor. So not just driving your feet into the floor to lift your hips, but driving your elbows into the floor too. And now we're working the whole backside. And honestly, just as a standalone, this is pretty good movement. And you don't have to look up with your eyes, but it's just throwing more into the mix. But even if you just drive with your hips and your elbows into the floor, it's really a good movement. So I like that. It works on the backside, not just the glutes, but when you're driving those elbows, working the back muscles too. Another thing you can do is, depending on where you are, if this is the problem, these levers here, you can go ahead and just shorten these levers. So now we can work on picking ourselves up and swinging. The knees go over the toes and the hips can open up, and you just move where you can and then back down to here. So again, if we can't do this, maybe we work on that through doing this. So super great way to get that swinging motion in there. Now this way really opens up the shoulders. So that's another option. And then maybe you have tight shoulders. It might be that you just need to spend some time sitting here and maybe just work on just bridging here to really open up those shoulders. All right, but maybe those don't really work for you either. I'm gonna give you one more, because there's good in all of this. If you have a couch or a bench, something that you can set your shoulder blades on, you can shorten your levers again, and we're gonna look up, drive our feet through the floor, looking back behind us. So we've essentially made a tabletop. We just don't have to have our arms behind us, and then we're coming back down. This is a great movement. So eyes go up, head goes back, hips go up, eyes and head come back, hips go back down, or hips go back into flexion. So we're integrating eye and head movement with the armless tabletop or the shoulder blade tabletop here. So those are all great alternatives to doing the tabletop, to build up into being able to do the tabletop, or just as standalones. Each one of them have their own benefits, so don't feel like if you can't do the tabletop, you're just stuck. You can do one of those four, and there's other things you could do too. So don't think if you can't do the tabletop that you're stuck. There's other things you can do, other movements that you can use to progress into your tabletop. And any of those that I just showed you, again, they have benefit. So give that a shot. I hope that helps. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.
To learn more, consider attending an Original Strength workshop. Visit originalstrength.net.